Hi everyone, it's Carrie, aka Nerdy Girl Crates, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is Indie Friday, but we're going to do a little something different. I have this book I've been wanting to talk about for a while, but it doesn't really fall under an indie. It doesn't fall under a Marvel or DC, and it's not technically a manga. I'm talking about Solo Leveling. This is a South Korean webtoon comic that's become immensely popular. I even recently just ordered the hard copies that have come out for it. And it is a action fantasy, and it's written by, and I apologize if I said this wrong, Chung, and it's published by DNC Media. The story focuses on a world in South Korea where hunters, these are humans who had like an awakening that gave them magical powers. And they make money using their powers by going into these interdimensional places and fighting deadly monsters. Now, the story focuses on Sung Jin-woo, who is like teased a lot because he is the weakest of the hunters. He is like pretty much there just to fill a quota on teams that go into these different alternate like dungeons to fight these monsters. And during one of these missions, it was a lower level mission that turned out to be actually a very high dangerous mission. And during the whole event, Sung Woo somehow gets killed, but then has another awakening, and then kind of like his power level boosts up. And like in a video game, he has like a board that shows up in his face, like a screen telling him what his levels are, what weapons he can use. It's like he's suddenly living inside a video game. And each mission he completes according to the video game, he levels up. And it's pretty interesting. I haven't gotten through the whole story yet. I'm waiting for the hard copies, and then I'm going to continue on with the webtoon with the link I have. So what did I think of Solo Leveling? Well, first let's talk about my favorite thing, the art. The art in this is amazing. It's kind of top tier. Like, it gives manga a run for its money. It's very, very colorful and vibrant. Probably uses a lot of computerized coloring. It's just like it really kind of pops. I know I say that a lot with certain colors that impress me, but this does. And the designs of the characters and the monsters and the main character when he levels up with his powers is really cool to look at. I mean, it's like reading a video game without the boring, okay, which level am I going to now? You actually have a story going on here. And I would love to see this like as like an anime, if that will ever happen. I know there's a video game in the works, according to my information, that's going to be developed in Korea. I also, like I said, the story is really interesting. You see this character who just like kind of like resigns to the idea he's never going to be anything more than this weak hunter, and he's kind of desperate because he's trying to take care of his family, and they don't have a lot of money, and his only source of income is these hunting jobs. So whatever comes his way, he takes it. Even when he gets beaten up and brutalized, and he has to go and get healed all the time. Even when they laugh at him, he still shows up because he needs the money. Now that he's leveled up, he starts to realize more doors are opening for him, and still, at this point, his main goal is to take care of his family. And it's nice because I feel like outside of independence manga and old Western comics, you don't get too many more heroes with like a really understandable backstory, like what really motivates them. Kind of feel like everything has become very like watered down, and I say this a lot because it's true. You get these characters that are very one-dimensional, and you don't have a reason that you want to get behind them and say, wow, okay, I want to root for you. But most of the time, they're not likable. You probably saw my video about why a lot of characters are very unlikable nowadays. They feel like snarky attitudes and being a know-it-all is what appeals about them when it's actually a turnoff. So a character like this is something I like. You have Jinwoo Sung, or Sung Jinwoo, and he is like suddenly at a level he was not prepared for, and he is completing all these missions and leveling up and putting himself in danger because he knows these monsters need to be dealt with, but he also knows that he needs this to take care of his family. And the monsters themselves, they're always very different every time they encounter them. It's never like in most comics, when you know there's always like a certain type of monster, and either there's just one or multiple versions of them. In this, there's different types, and each one of them has their own design and their own method. Some of them are more intelligent, some of them are more creature-like, but it doesn't bore you. You're really interested in this. You want to see what he's going to deal with next. And watching him grow, I love characters that develop. I love characters who do a hero's journey. And you see that happening here. You see him, and you have like everybody else in the Hunters League trying to figure out how this person had a second awakening when nobody ever had, and why he's suddenly leveling up, and he's trying to be careful because he doesn't want people to suspect stuff, and it's a good story. And I get excited now over good stories, even if maybe they might not be as good as some. You want to be entertained, and I feel like Solo Level is doing that. And right now Korea's on a hot streak. I mean, they've got the K-pop in the music industry. They've got Squid Game on Netflix. There's also Kingdom on Netflix. If you haven't seen Kingdom, you should watch that too. But now they're introducing their own version of comics and into the West. I mean, they probably had it for a while there, and their webtoons are highly popular. There's a lot of Korean dramas based on their webtoons, and I'm looking forward to checking out more of their stuff, because I haven't really been disappointed too much by Korean entertainment. So I highly recommend Solo Leveling, and I say check it out. Like I said, I found out that there's also the hard copies are in Barnes & Noble and maybe some other places that sell manga, because they throw them in the manga section even though they're not technically manga. And there's also light novels, so be careful. Some will be just like a regular novel, which are the light novels, and then you'll have like the ones with the visuals. So if you're going to pick it up, make sure you're grabbing the one you want. And it is on, like I said, it's at Barnes & Noble. It might be on Amazon. I haven't checked Amazon yet. It's also online to read, so you can find it online. It's also on Right Stuff Anime. If you shop that site a lot, I don't get paid by them. I have been using them to get a lot of physical copies of manga, and that's where I ordered Solo Leveling. But I do highly recommend it. So tell me down below in the comment section, have you read Solo Leveling? What do you think? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you recommend any other Korean-based comics? Go ahead and comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell so anytime a new video pops up, you'll be notified first. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.